Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Batman 1966 series, Adam West as the Dark Knight himself, or not so Dark Knight if you've ever seen this show, Batman. This, of course, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, and a little bit of story time before we get too far into this. I used to watch the Batman 66 series along with the Munsters on, I want to say it was TV Time, or, you know, one of those channels that played the older television shows from the 60s and 70s with Mr. Brian, aka my dad, aka the old man, back when I was a wee lad. So I've been a fan of Mr. Adam West here for most of my life, about as long as I've been a fan of Kevin Conroy as Batman in the Batman animated series. So yes, if you're wondering, Adam West is one of my favorite Batmans of all time, top 3, I'll say, along with Kevin Conroy and, I don't know, probably Michael Keaton, although I really like the Batman series from 2004 and the one in Young Justice, but those are cartoons, not live action adaptations. I think Kevin Conroy had the chops to play a live action Batman. He just never got the chance to. That said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the meat and taters of this review and take a look see at all Adam West Batman has to offer. And no, it does not come with a multiplication table to recite backwards as far as accessories go, but he does come with a collectible trading card, kinda sorta. I'm actually unsure where the top and where the bottom is on this. I think this is the top. But this actually has a code on the back. I'm assuming this is like one of those NFT cards, which is odd because this is not an NFT release. So it begs the question, why are those $25 when this guy is like 22 and comes with the same amount of crap and also comes with an NFT? It's very weird. I think the whole McFarlane Toys fidgetal thing just needs to phase out and fizzle into nothingness, because I don't think anyone cares. That said, he does come with a couple extra pairs of hands, like these, almost pointy finger hands. But if anything, I think these are more or less meant to do the Bat-Tusi dance, because he does come with a couple of Bat-Tusi hands, which this almost looks like a peace sign, which is kind of funny. No fists, though. Personally, I would have just taken... Woo! I lost the hand. There it is. I would have just taken 2 of these, one for each side, and then ditched the other pair of hands for a pair of fists, because he's always punching bad guys in the face and making big words pop on the screen like pow and bam and maybe sometimes zing. I don't know. Been a while since I watched the show myself. That said, for the grip hands he comes packaged with, he's got a big arse batarang and a bat communicator, which almost looks like a bat. There's little ears on the top there. See it? Very, very funny there. And this actually does have a little hole so you can thread something in it to have it go into stuff, which is cool, I guess, you know, when he's scaling the wall. That said, the only other Adam West Batman figure I have, I move him over a little bit, is this guy right here, this old arse Mattel, we'll say DC Classics style. It wasn't DC Classics, obviously, but very DC Classics adjacent, based off the way he is cut and articulated there. But this is the old Mattel Adam West, and I actually have this guy sitting on the McFarlane Toys Bat Cycle from the classic Batman 66 action figure line, which has the more limited articulation and is probably closer to this guy's scale. This guy's a little bigger than 6-inch. Of course, the Multiverse one is 7-inch. The McFarlane Classic TV series line is straight up like 1/12 6-inch scale, I do believe. And again, very limited on the articulation, but not too far from this. But as you can see, they both did a pretty good job. It depends on what your personal preference is. If you like the Mattel stuff, this Batman 66 line is not very difficult to obtain. I don't think any of them are really that expensive, except for maybe the Adam West, the Unmasked Batman that comes with the Batcave set. That was a Toys R Us exclusive. And maybe the Batman and Robin that come in the Batmobile, but you could buy them individually, or at least get like a 2-pack or something. And then get the Batmobile. Relatively reasonable. I don't think they go for too much, mostly because McFarlane's been doing their thing. Might have drove the demand down, but I do like this Batman, and I will say, I think the cape is a little better on this guy. As far as the length goes, the length is shorter, and that's how it was in the TV series. This guy's cape, while nice, is too long. It goes way past his feet. It should be like up by his knee, or at the very least the top of his boot, because it doesn't go down all the way. It's a short cape, shorter anyways, but he does come with the hockey puck display stamp single all McFarlane Toys releases, and again, did a very nice job on this figure. The proportions are good. You know, Adam West's pretty tall, kind of built guy, and I think they captured that here. He's got the little spiked boots. This Mattel one, he's got the same thing going on. He's got the fins on the gloves. The Mattel one has the same thing going on. He's got the very smooth bat symbol. It's not supposed to be protruding or anything. It's just painted on. That's fine. I will say, upon opening him and kind of getting his articulation to function and whatnot, I did notice something. He had this weird oil on him, fresh out of package. I'm guessing it was like some kind of lubricant, but don't quote me on that, because his torso was pretty loose before, and now it is not. It is not the tightest thing ever, but it is not like super floppy loose. Like, you can see he's got a little wiggle there, but it's not terrible. That said, as far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate. It will look up quite a bit. He does get a lot of up. It will look down. It will tilt side to side. You see now it's starting to get that flop in there. His torso, I'll just get this out of the way. We'll crunch forward, back, tilt side to side, and rotate. Again, it is not the tightest thing ever. I might have to fiddle with that. It's a little better than the Batman Forever Val Kilmer, though. I'll tell you that. We'll take a look-see at him tomorrow. The shoulders move all around. It'll rotate all around. They will move up. He's got that rotating cap in there. A lot of range on that. Really good range on that. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. And then he's got the ball hinge wrists that will rotate, hinge, and swivel. I think I mentioned this turns, but yeah, the waist is tighter than balls on this guy. It's kind of nuts. I can barely move it. And then the hips. This hip wants to kick that far. This one wants to kick. They kick about the same. Never mind. The other one was getting stuck on me earlier because of his diaper situation there, which he has very wrinkly butt on this figure. But I digress. His legs will kick out pretty far. He does have a thigh cut a little bit. It's mostly just an inward cut. Doesn't give you a ton of range, but it gives you a little bit. Double knee, that works fine. I will say his knees are just like any McFarlane Toys figure. You gotta crunch them a couple of times to get them to straighten out. That's all fine and dandy. And then he's got the ball hinge feet that will rotate, hinge, and pivot. And then he's got toe joints, which are nice and tight. So that is Adam West in a nutshell. Very, very nice. A little loose on the torso. I don't know why all these companies feel the need to make figures loose out of package. It's like, I would rather loosen stuff. I almost said S-H-I-T. I'm trying to keep this video clean at least. But I don't mind loosening stuff on my own. That is not difficult to do. What's more difficult is tightening it, because that, you could screw it up. Loosening stuff, you really can't. You can always wash out what you use to loosen it, and it'll go back to being tight. That said, it should be worth noting, again, he's got a wired cape. It's nice material, it's fine. but it's a little stiff, and again, it's too freaking long. It should be like, I'm not gonna say half this short, but a quarter shorter, based off, you know, the 66 series. But setting him there, bring in our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's brother Mandibilith, right there, and the infamous 11 Spawn. Wow, they're off center like sons of guns. Move Adam West over. I usually do that first, but you know what? Sue me. There. That's a little better. There he is with the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, he's not towering, but he is a little bit taller. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and as I mentioned earlier, this is the definition of an acquired taste. If you are not into the Batman 66 series starring the man, the myth, the legend, Adam West, R.I.P. by the way, then you're probably not going to be into this figure whatsoever. However, if you are like me and do appreciate yourself some Adam West 1966 action, then this is a definite must-have. My only major gripe with it being that he comes with, I think, a pair too many Batusi hands instead of a pair of fists. I would have liked to have seen a pair of fists with this guy, because if Batman is known for anything in the 66 series, it's punching bad guys in the face and having a big pow pop up on screen. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.